this is Jessica, aka JessBookgirlTV. In my hands is my March reading wrap-up and my April TBR. Before I begin what I read in March and what I'll be reading in April, I just wanted to let you all know currently it's thundering outside, so if you hear a big bang kaboom, you know what that means. At the end of this month, I will also be starting my writing classes, so I don't know how much time I'll have to upload, but I'll try to do it whenever possible. Last week at Barnes & Noble, I bought A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and I will be reading this in December. Today, at a little free library, I found John Irving's A Widow for 1 Year. For those of you that follow my channel, you all know that I try to read either a classic author or a classic book once a month, and I try looking up John Irving to see if he's a classic author. I tried looking up on Google and I couldn't find anything, so let me know in the comment section below if you think John Irving is a classic author. Now let me start off what I read in March with Kurt Vonnegut's A Man Without a Country, which is about essays he wrote from anything from marriage to political stuff. I read this in 2 days. I enjoyed it so much. It's fast-paced, and I thought his humor was raw but very funny. I give this 5 stars. Next up is The Missing Wife by Sheila O'Flanagan, which is about Emma Jean Norton, who is married to Vince, and they live in Ireland. Now, to outsiders, friends and family, they all think Vince and Emma Jean have a perfect marriage because Vince treats Emma Jean like a princess. But Emma Jean is emotionally controlled by Vince, and she flees their marriage and moves to France, and she starts a new life, and Vince tries to track her down. Now, I felt that the story flowed beautifully, and I liked how it was written, so I give this 5 stars. But it's also a trigger warning, too, for anyone that's been in an emotionally abusive relationship. Letters to Molly is about Molly and Finn Alcott, who were married. They have 2 children, but then their marriage collapses when Molly cheats on Finn, and they're divorced. And then years later, someone sends letters Finn wrote to Molly, like during the marriage and afterwards, in the mail, but nobody knows who was doing it. And anyway, Molly and Finn fall back in love because of the letters. Now, I thought that this was very steamy, and I give this 4 stars. Next up is Tisha by Robert Specht, which is about Annie Hobbs, who in 1927, she was 19 years old when she became a teacher who teaches at this ramshackle school in the Alaskan wilderness. And she really cares about her students. Now, this is based on a true story. I loved how it was written and how she really cared about her students. I give this 4 stars because it's also recommended for anyone that wants to become a teacher or is a teacher and really cares about their students. And Tracey Garvis Graves wrote a sequel to Heart-Shaped Hack, White Heart-Shaped Hack. I read it a couple of months ago, and I didn't like it. It was about Ian and Kate who meet when she's running a food pantry in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he donates money, but he also ends up being this cyber hacker, and he's just a very sketchy character, and I think that's ruined the first book. So I'm reading the second book, and so far I give this 2 stars, but that might change. For the month of April, I picked out 5 books to read. The Tea Planter's Wife by Dinah Jefferies. 19-year-old Gwendolyn Hooper recently married Lawrence, who owns a tea company. She wants to have a happy life with him, and she goes to work at his plantation. So she's shunned by co-workers, neighbors, and his side of the family. Also, secrets begin to emerge about the death of Lawrence's first wife. Will Gwendolyn have a happy marriage with Lawrence? Will this make me want to drink tea at the end of this novel? Bertrice Small has a book, Forbidden Pleasures. It's about Emily Shan, who's a romance writer. However, she's asked to write a steamier, hotter novel. So she goes to her new editor, Michael Devlin, for advice. And already he's stirring fantasies in her head. The last 3 I'm really looking forward to reading are Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I never read this before. Karen McManus is a young adult author who wrote Two Could Keep a Secret, which is about Ellery and Malcolm, who live in Echo Ridge. Ellery has an aunt that disappeared, and Malcolm has a brother, Declan, who's accused of murdering his girlfriend 5 years ago. He was never named as a suspect, but people will not let Declan forget that his girlfriend is dead. And there might be a new mystery in Echo Ridge that will make headlines. And last, you all chose this book for me for my book club on my Discord server, JessBookgirl's book club. How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I will leave a link down for my Discord server in the description box below. Now I'm going to read the blurb on the back, so if anyone is interested, they could join in. Tom Hazard has just moved back to London to settle down and become a history teacher. But while he may look like an ordinary 41-year-old, owing to a rare condition, he's been alive for centuries. He has lived history firsthand, performing with Shakespeare, exploring the high seas with Captain Cook, and sharing cocktails with Fitzgerald. Now he just wants a normal life. Unfortunately for Tom, the Atrocious Society, the secretive group that protects people like him, has one rule: never fall in love. But on his first day, he meets a captivating French teacher who seems fascinated by him. And now the one thing Tom can't have just happens to be the one thing that might save him. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Bye, bookworms!